Hi there from the Pure Energy Healing Academy. Welcome this morning. The topic today is again quite a deep and very challenging one for many of us walking along a path of deeper understanding and the conflict of right and wrong and should we or shouldn't we, and the topic is about family and I suppose the best way to put it is, should we ignore all the pain and the suffering that is caused to us by family and place that very family or bloodline as more important than your very existence in a world or a path of a happy life? So yes, it's a deep one, and I often get this question put to me, and I can tell you, being here 10 years, listening to people telling me their pain and their suffering, it is one of the greatest challenges, and it is very common. Most of us suffer this very same energy. If we step out of the bubble that we're in and we see the bigger picture, that bigger picture is the truth. And the truth is that we are all brothers and sisters. We are all family. We are all spirits and souls walking a path and doing our best and trying to experience life and understanding of everything that happens from day to day. So why is it that because we are born into a family, we believe that to be more of a spiritual bond than if we walk past somebody on a street and smile at each other? Why is that? Why is there that separation there? If true spirituality was that we love our brothers and sisters no matter who they are, then wouldn't we all be equal in that sense? Wouldn't I treat somebody who is on the street that I've never met before the same as I would my brother and sister if we are truly spiritual and we truly walk a path of love for one another? So it's a very interesting question. I believe that the indoctrination, the way that we have been taught, the way we've been told is that family, blood, family becomes first. This is first. You have to, and how come you're spending so much time and love on these people that you've never met before? You should be putting all your effort and love at home. And all of these things are kind of like, for me, very clever, really. Because, you know, if you have love for one another, what does it matter? What does it matter if it's blood or not blood? So I have an issue with this, very deep issue. And the reason why I have an issue with this is because I see so many people suffer all their life because of it. Now, I can only explain to you what I've been through because of my own experiences, and I can share with you the many thousands of people who have told me their experiences, but I always feel it's better that I can share what I've felt and been through. So I was born to a beautiful, loving mother. Beautiful woman. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful woman. An angel if there ever was. And I was also born in the hands of a father who was very abusive, angry, bitter with life. So remember that. Angry, bitter with life. Not about hate of his family, but hate of his life and himself, which is normally the case. So I had 12 years with a wonderful, wonderful mother, this wonderful soul who cared for me and loved me and took care of me, and even when I was a naughty lad, she was always there to support me, as most mothers are. But anyway, I had a father who was angry all the time with life and bitter, and unfortunately my mother left this world when I was 12 and I had to support myself, and I was with a father who was abusive, very abusive, and like many of us, as we get older, even after that abuse and that ridicule and the pain and the suffering that you've been through, as a good son or daughter, you always want to make your mum or dad proud. You want them to believe in you and to just maybe say, you know, I really love you and I'm really proud of you, son, or I'm really proud of you, my daughter. So we tend to push aside truth. We tend to have this illusion that we work so hard towards that final moment when the words or the hands wrap around us that say, I'm sorry and I love you with all my heart and you're an amazing and far better soul than ever I was, which I tell my son Nico and my daughter China as often as I can. And the days that I spent going to see my dad and to try to make amends and hope that when I walked through that door, he changed. Had he changed? Is he a better person? And each time I went, my heart sank because the man just got worse, not better. And no matter how many times I tried to paint the house or say, Dad, I've bought you a new sofa, he'd always find anger in that. I don't need a new sofa. Why did you do this? And I'd walk out of that door and my head would sink and I'd feel the pain and suffering, as you probably know exactly what I'm saying. The conversations we had and the anger that came out of his mouth, rage and fury and never understanding me or understanding life in itself. The pain and the suffering that I felt each time never got any better. One day it struck me. I sat in the car and started crying after trying to help him through a challenging moment. And tears were pouring down my eyes, and I just felt this message come through. I always think it was my mum. And it was, Mark, if you really want to understand this, if your father was a good man and a kind man and a loving man and a man that held you and said nice things to you, do you think that you wouldn't be a loving son back? And I went, yeah, that's true. And your mother, she loved you and cared for you and she was with you all the time and you did everything, you know, together and it was amazing. Isn't that love? Yes, it is. So then why, Mark, do you keep banging your head against the wall? Why do you keep allowing this man, even though it's your father, to keep making you feel so bad? Just because he's your father doesn't give him the right to make you feel this way every day. Let him go with love and walk away and just laugh. Don't be angry. Laugh and say, thank goodness that's not me and I haven't turned out like that anymore. And I laughed, a big smile on my face, and I remember that moment. I switched the engine on and I drove off and I said, you know what? I did my best and I am no longer going to do this anymore and I am going to accept the man for who he is. And I never saw that man after that. I never saw the man called my father after that. Even when he was ill and he was moving into the light, I never went back because I knew the anger within him would still be there, and I would rather send my love to him from where I was and wish him a great journey back home and hope that he would have learned all of his mistakes, because I know that if I'd have sat by his bed, there would have never have been a I love you, son. I love you and I am so sorry for what I've done. Because there are some people in this world, whether that is your father, brother, sisters, friends, they cannot find that within them because they are not ready and they may have to come back again. So it is our challenge to say, you know what? Just because it's blood, it does not mean that I have to feel this pain and suffering. So I chose and I felt that it was the right decision for me. And from that moment on, I had a beautiful life with the family that I had, who loved me for who I was, so I can love them back for who they are. And then we just had a lovely life. And each day I sent my prayer to my dad and wished him all the best. I remember the day I rang my dad up and I said, "Dad?" And he went, "Who is this?" I said, "It's Mark." "Who?" I said, "Your son." He said, "Oh yes." I said, "I just want you to know I love you." "Oh, okay." I did it for me. I broke the mold of my father and became the strongest soul with love. And each day I tell the people I love around me, whether it's my children of blood or whether it's my friends, I hug them every day and tell them I love them. That, my dear friends, is why I came, and that's why I had the dad that I had. I chose my father to become stronger than him. So the tests and challenges were there as a wonderful and positive way for me to look in the mirror and say, "Well done, Mark. You broke that mold, that of what you chose when you came into this life, to have a father like you did." So I hope this means something to you today, guys. I love you all, and just be the love that you are, but you don't need to be the punch bag. Sometimes, just sometimes, these are not here as karma and as bad luck. These are here to show you how strong you are and to move forward and to be the better person and to have a lovely life. So thank you for subscribing to Mark Bajerski YouTube channel, and I hope to see you at the Academy one day soon for a 4-day pure energy healing course. Thanks everybody. Have a lovely day.